Welcome back to the Rusty Pipes Fantasy Center. I want to apologize first before we get into this. For the 2-week absence, a mix of travel and school have conflicted with scheduling and filming, but I plan on being back to our regularly weekly power rankings and predictions. Now, let's get right into our Week 10 power rankings. First place in the rankings is returned to Baby Back Gibbs, owned by Smiley. For the first time since Week 5, Smiley is number 1 in the rankings. And just like I said a couple weeks ago, this team is too good to hold down for too long, and soon they will explode. And Smiley did just that, coming into this week on a 4-game win streak, sitting at 8-2, and having the highest scoring team. Smiley is looking unbeatable, and I see only a few teams that can truly compete. Smiley is taking on Drone Tree Trimmer this week, where Smiley will look to stay ahead in the race for that top seed in the playoffs. Not too far behind, and second in the rankings is Josh, who is also sitting at 8-2. Josh lost his second game of the year 2 weeks ago in a blowout against Schultz, but luckily got an easy opponent last week in UD. So even with half his team on bye, Josh got a dub and was able to gain some momentum back, chalk another one up in the win column. Now with the star players all past their bye weeks, Josh will look to go on a win streak in hopes of reclaiming that top seed and will look to be a dogfight with Smiley. But even that, the 2 seed is still a very good one to have, but the number 1, always good. I guess my doubts and criticisms only helped fuel the fire with El Cabo, as he is also 8-2 and on a 3-game win streak, sitting just below Smiley and Josh. Cobb is on a roll lately thanks to the reemergence of Austin Eckler coming back from his injury earlier in the year, and as well as Ja'Marr Chase and Dak Prescott absolutely cooking defenses. Now, Ja'Marr Chase did get a big stock hit last night when Joe Burrow got injured, and it was just recently reported that Burrow was now out for the rest of the year. So Ja'Marr Chase may, come playoff time, that might be a little sketchy, especially when he has Jake Browning throwing to him. Who knows? Maybe the Bengals go pick up another compatible backup QB. Maybe they call RG3. He recently reached out to the Browns. You never know. I doubt it, though. They might just stick with who they got now. But back to this. This team is proving the doubters wrong, and Cobb is in prime position to become the 3rd manager in the league to go back-to-back, and for the first time since Russ Amadon did it back in the 2015-2016 fantasy seasons. So Cobb has a chance to make history for only the 3rd time in this league. Schultz comes in as the number 4 team in the rankings this week, and it's well-deserved. The last 2 weeks, Schultz has taken down not just 1, but 2 top 6 teams over Josh and Reed. Schultz is loading his team up with stars from Michaels, fire sale with players like Jonathan Taylor, Amari Cooper, and Joe Burrow, although, as I said before, Burrow is now out for the year, so that is a stock hit as well as a hit to Schultz's team. Luckily, he already had Patty Mahomes, so he doesn't have to worry about his QB situation that much. He'll be put to the test this week as he goes up against Cobb in a top team matchup, but he may be getting some reinforcements as Justin Jefferson is reported to be coming off the IR, but is not confirmed for this week. They may give him 1 more week of rest and come back. I hope so, because Vikings play Denver, and I would like him to stay off the field just 1 more week because of that. Our number 5 rankings belongs to Live Laugh Facebook. Carson is coming off a tough upset at the hands of Michael this past week, dropping him to 6-4. Carson is possibly the most hot and cold roster in the league, with guys like Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs, and Derrick Henry. These guys can hit and they can change the outcome of the week, but when they flop hard. Derrick Henry has some 2-3-point performances. Devontae Adams hasn't been any consistent since Aiden O'Connell or Jimmy Garoppolo has gotten hurt and stuff. But Carson can compete with any of the top teams when his guys boom and hit their boom potential. But if not, it could be an early playoff exit for Carson. He sits at number 6 in the rankings. Even with all of his injuries, this man perseveres, always competing, and is sitting at 6-4 even after losing Nick Chubb, Justin Jefferson, and Kirk Cousins. He's known for being scrappy, and this man is the Durham Dink himself, Christoph Ritchie. Ritchie's also coming off a loss last week, but it's hard to win when Smiley puts up 173 on your team. I expect Ritchie to finish strong this year and possibly pull off an upset or 2 in the playoffs. You know, he's known for that, coming in with a low seed. Before the playoff reformat, it would be the 6, and he's won it as the 6 seed before. So never put it past Ritchie to screw someone up in the playoffs. Always got to watch out for him. He likes to play spoiler. I don't know what to say about this team. Came into the year with championship aspirations, had possibly the highest betting odds in the league for this. It was probably something like negative 600. First overall pick and a bounty of picks after that. He started out 4-1, but now he's pulling off the biggest team collapse since Michael back during the 2020 Kenyon Drake season, where he started 7-0 and finished 7-6 and missed the playoffs. The team this year is Parlay Melee, owned by Reej. Reej is on a 5-game losing streak and is sitting at 4-6 and has lost all team identity and hope. He has a good team on paper, but like Carson, just has too many players bust and not enough boom. He has, still in the runnings for the playoffs and an easy matchup this week against UD to get back on track, get another win in the win column, snap that losing streak. Reej has to figure something out and fast. Sierra's Cuck, back from the dead, is in the 8th spot in this week's power rankings after a resurgence. Even after selling off, Russ is also 4-6 and currently the 8th seed in the playoffs. We'll see if it holds for now, but watch out for Russ, especially with Devon Achane coming back from injury, that man that likes to just hang 30 on anyone he plays. Our number 9 team in the rankings is Not So Dangerous, owned by Michael. Michael is in the same boat as Russ, as he sold off, already preparing for next year, but has now won 2 straight games and sits at 4-6, and has a chance to move up to 5-6 with a win against an easier opponent in Shazimler's list. This could screw Michael over, as he's hoping for the best possible pick in next year's draft. He is the bizarro Reej of this fantasy season, as instead of losing while trying to win like Reej, he's winning while trying to lose. He's got to figure something out, as he's currently failing at both winning and losing in the same fantasy season, something I did not think would be possible. But he's proving everyone wrong. Drone Tree Trimmer, owned by Jason Moore, sits at the 10th spot in the rankings. The 4th 4-6 team in the rankings this week, and it's getting pretty scary for Jay, as he's bought in for this year, traded his first rounder and a couple other picks to earn some players to help make a playoff push. And every week, it's just looking more and more likely that he misses the playoffs. If his team can't gain any traction, at first, he got a tough break going against Smiley this week. But with Tyreek Hill on bye, it helps Jay get a better chance at winning, albeit one that a very slim one, as he still needs to pull out an upset. But then again, there's been no shortage of upsets these past few weeks. Shazimler's list is next in the rankings at the 11th spot. Not much to talk about in these last 2 teams. Mike is 1-9. He's moved on to next year. He's sold off. Doesn't have many more pieces to trade, so he's just kind of riding out, coasting for the rest of the year. Juicy Bear, owned by UD, is our 12th and last team in the rankings. Still the only winless team, and he might keep it that way, as besides a possible win in the consolation bracket during the playoffs, UD may finish the regular season without chalking a mark in the win column, but it does secure him that first overall pick next year, and who knows who could that be. That'll be it for this Week 10 Power Ranking. I'll be back very soon with our weekly predictions, and it could get spicy down the stretch, with teams pushing for top seeds or even just making the playoffs. I'm your host, Michael Moore. Thank you for watching.